Well, hello. All right, I'm going to figure out setting up my chat. Let me know when you arrive. I wish that I could have been a little bit more scheduled today with exactly what time I was going to be going live, but it's been one of those days of not knowing how long my personal calls or my client calls were going to go. So today I thought, as I've mentioned a couple times, I want to be as present as possible here for everything that's going to happen during the month of September. So I'm going to talk a tiny bit about that. We're going to do an energy pull for sure today. So you can pick 1 to 3. You can catch the replay. This will be saved. I've got quite a few questions written down that I want to help and address. The last time I went live was right before my move. So we've moved now into the retreat center. Oh, it's amazing. It's so beautiful. There is a dragon in the backwoods. I sound like a crazy person, but I don't care. It's awesome. So let's jump into answering some of the questions that have been up. Shoot me an emoji or something. Let me know what country you're from, where you're from, who's following along here, and any questions that you have. I'm going to stay here for as long as I can today to get all of the questions answered. And we're going to float through really how to navigate this vibe that's happening for us and what kind of is happening. I'm a little bit hesitant to share like some of the big stuff on these bigger platforms. I keep that for the monthly forecast that's pre-recorded on the website or the energy forecast membership. I talk absolutely freely there because I cannot get, hi, perfect. I cannot get flagged there and shut down there. And my goal is to change a billion lives. So I try to behave on these apps, right? Hi, Allison. Awesome. Thank you. Amazing. So good. I love this. From England. Beautiful. I was just talking with someone from England actually earlier this morning. Okay. So this morning I recorded the forecast for the week of the 18th to 24th and immediately from Europe, beautiful, immediately jumped on I just saw a comment of you have the flower of death all over your arm. I love trolls. It's amazing. Anyway, so the forecast, the energy forecast, we have that membership. I recorded this morning from the 18th to the 24th because that's going to be the biggest timeline that we're going through. We are going to get a tremendous amount of vibration shifting, energy shifting from Switzerland. This is amazing. I love you guys. So cool. So a lot of things are going to happen. I was seeing in that recording a lot of red is how I'll put it, and a little bit of shakeup happening. So we are going to see a little bit of shifting on the earth. I'm really leaning into let this be an internal shift and not so much an external shift, but we've already seen quite a bit of flames and stuff like that kind of moving across. I talk a lot about that in the monthly forecast, what that actually is. So let's tap into that piece a little bit. And again, oh, another Ontario person in Canada, yay. Again, like, I know I shared some of this in the past one, but I just want to tap on it. So there's going to be a lot of fear inundation going on in our planet. So I'm going to be a little bit repetitive from the last video for a second here. We are a species that originates in survival frequency. Our planet is a survival-based planet for now. The goal of our own personal awakening journey, ascension journey, I think it's evolution, is to move from survival-based energy into thriving. Hey, Bex. Moving into thriving energy. So as we do that, we've got to choose our mindset. We have to choose what we're absorbing, and there's going to be a tremendous amount of media, as there has been, that's very fear inundated, and that's sort of the snare, the trap of holding our vibration down when we're absorbing this and we're getting frustrated over it and we're fighting for it and we're desiring this powerful change. We're actually fueling that fear-based energy. We are going to see a tremendous amount of inundation with that from more specifically the 14th, so tomorrow, all the way through to the 24th. So there's two sort of different vibes going on with this. There is no right or wrong. There is no such thing as more or less than. So this isn't a judgment thing. We are all in our own evolutionary process, our own awakening process. A lot of our brothers and sisters, other souls on this planet, are in third dimensional consciousness or fourth dimensional consciousness, which is where that spiritual ego trap sort of takes into play. Then, or spiritual narcissism, you see that quite a bit as well. Then we move into fifth dimensional consciousness. Those that are there are going to experience absolute bliss going through this journey because we know there's a deeper plan. We are going to feel the dragon code activation. We're going to feel the diamond code activation from Ireland. Amazing. I see a bigger comment here. Something's going on. I'm having weird things in my body. Yeah, unexplainable things for sure. I'm going to talk about ascension symptoms in a couple of minutes here and what that is, all the weird things that are going on with us. So, where was I at? We're evolving through, we're going to see a lot of fear-based, because there's so many people residing in third and fourth dimensional consciousness. That level of awakening doesn't understand that universal flow works with focus, not choice. So you're going to hear barking, you're going to hear megaphones, you're going to see people in soapboxes trying to bring down conspiracy theories, fighting for justice, fighting for, the unfolding of like the elite and all of that stuff. There is a massive plan, and everyone is actually, nobody's going to believe me with this, and this is going to trigger a lot of fucking people. No, like everybody is on the same page. Everybody's on like the plan for this a massive awakening that's happening that we are in the onset of. There is a plan that everything is involved in. Our universe is balanced between light and dark. That is the balance of it. But everything is moving in an evolutionary process. So, like mountain climbing, this is how I teach it in the program Fully Awaken and Ascend. Like mountain climbing, we've got our light, truly beautiful, loving beings up here and the lower vibration down here. The light goes up, the lower vibration then goes up. Then the light goes up, then the lower vibration goes up. It's a sequence of turn after turn, but it's all moving in the same direction. And we're going to see a lot of people so focused on bringing the truth of the conspiracy theories, bringing the truth of the Illuminati or the elite or the reptilian or the whatever, like, oh, the truth of the poke or not poke. It doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. What matters is what you are doing with it. This is not a popular opinion. I understand that. And some of you may trigger and drop off this video, and that's okay. Not everybody's ready to hear that. There is a plan. Everything is in an awakening, ascension, evolutionary process. So as we navigate the next few weeks of September, we have to trust. We absolutely have to trust. Your soul, your divine essence, your consciousness is its own GPS. It knows the way. There's a system within you. There is a compass within you that is going to guide and direct you along this journey. It is a wild journey, this awakening process. I just started a whole series on YouTube yesterday. I started it on the whacked out shit that I have gone through in my meditation states, connection to galactic energy, psychic phenomenons. So I'm going to start to get really transparent and share those things so that those of you that are having it aren't going to feel crazy and alone. I'm ready to just be totally raw and transparent with all of that. I have no F's to give anymore about holding this stuff back. And I have no F's about making anybody feel important or special or unique or yay you with your evolution. It's, you have to do the work, and we're in this together, and it's time that we move into unity, not the desire to be important or the desire to be superior, because that's not what it is. Anyways, back to the energy of September. I'm going to be all over the map with this. It's been a bit. I've been away for a bit. I missed it. Okay. So as we navigate next week, these equinox, the fall equinox is on the 23rd. We are going to be peaking a tremendous amount of energy on the 22nd, all the way through to the evening of the 23rd. Those of you that are in fifth, sixth, seventh dimensional consciousness, which is knowing and embodying the universal laws, including the law of oneness, you're going to feel euphoric. You're going to feel like, oh my gosh, like this is the beginning of the biggest change in evolution for humanity. We're moving, being forced through, squished through the doorway of unity. We are crossing that line where we're going to start to see that happen. For that to happen, the old world will be deconstructed. So the way society structures, the way we use money, the way we use the grind, 9 to 5 grind, the way we use social media, all of that is going to be changing over the next long time, long time. It's going to take us quite a while to get there, but we're going to feel it happening, and we're going to get to experience a little bit of that in our lifetimes, which is fantastic. It means if you reincarnate and you decide to come back here, it's going to be a much better experience. So, yay! It's just a few reincarnated cycles before we really, really, truly land there. So with the energy that's coming with the fall equinox, this is what I've been seeing. So I'm going to try and be a little bit discreet about that on this platform. Um, but there is a comet passing. There is an energetic wave moving by. Everybody's talking about the 23rd. It's been prophesied. I'm just going to talk about the downloads that I get. That information's out there if you want to jump on that, but I'm going to talk about the downloads that I've been seeing. So I am seeing this comet pass. I am seeing little bits and shrapnel of it landing down like laser beams at a high rate, landing down on Earth for quite some time. For about 6 months, it's been landing. And obviously, there's been some repercussions with that. It is stronger than Moldavite. If you know what Moldavite is, you know what I'm talking about. Moldavite is a meteorite or a comet that landed here way back, and it's so powerful. It's so game changing. So each crystal, Moldavite, this thing that's landing, every crystal that's out there has its own vibration to it. When you put that vibration, that crystal, on person into your electromagnetic field, your vortex, your electromagnetic field, your aura, it helps enhance that particular frequency within your frequency. So that's why crystals work so well. Moldavite is a slam the door, weld it shut, get that out of your life so that this can come into your life kind of vibe. It's a high transition vibe. So when you're using Moldavite, you have rapid change in your life, like rapid change. And it can be a little bit uncomfortable if you haven't done the inner child healing. This other energy that's coming down is rapid expansion in your awareness. So the same thing with your kundalini. We have an energy vortex within the body, that a kundalini that will lift up through the chakra system. It's extremely euphoric. It's extremely beautiful, but that sort of opens the gateway for more information to move through you. When that happens, if you are forcing it and you're not ready for it and you're making it happen, you can actually go a little bit like off your rocker a tiny bit. It can make your spiritual ego just explode, and you kind of get stuck in fourth dimensional consciousness. So that's why I always preach nothing needs to be forced, nothing needs to be rushed. So this new energy that's coming down is massive and a game-changing energy, and we're feeling it whether you have it on person or not. It's landing all over Earth. It will be landing all over Earth. The majority of it is going to pass by Earth. We'll be able to see it in and around the 22nd, 23rd. I believe it's the late evening, early morning of the 22 into 23 of December or September. It's green, it's bright, it's out there. So there is a plan. There is absolutely nothing that needs to be feared. Each one of us on a soul level, consciousness level, we know our role with this. So a lot of you are having that ache for divine purpose, soul purpose. A lot of you are like, I am meant for something. Like, what is this? So I want to talk about that as soon as I look at all these comments here. Love and harmony for all. Mm-hmm. I hear you, babes. I know. One of the things to be mindful of, compassion. Compassion is our biggest gift and our biggest default. When we use compassion in a form of acceptance of that soul or situation or whatever is moving through its own evolutionary process. Some of us choose excessively hard awareness to learn. We come here, if you want to call it lessons, whatever, experiences. We come to understand what is required from humanity. I've been very transparent about my journey with a tremendous amount of abuse and abandonment from a very, very, well, from infancy, but anyway. Um, I chose to understand what humanity requires in order to evolve at a very young age. And the same thing with other souls. So I have tremendous compassion for those that have to teach it to souls like myself. I have tremendous compassion for those who endure it and are stuck in it or whatever. But compassion is really, truly the ability to hold love and acceptance the way you watch a baby learn to walk. It's like, okay, here you go. Like it's not my role to interrupt that. I just love you and I accept exactly where you're at. And, I'm sending love towards the challenges that you've chosen to experience here. Like, wait, like you've chosen big lessons to teach. What we learn is what we bring forward. And that's a big piece of divine purpose that I want to get into. So the default of compassion is we because universal flow, so this is a huge lesson that I teach in Fully Awaken and Ascend. When we are in compassion, universal flow, that you are the consciousness you are, does not understand choice, it understands focus. So if you are focused on, oh my God, I feel so bad for them, oh my gosh, it must be so hard for them, my heart's breaking for them, you are adding to it. And that's one of the lessons that I wish we were taught at a very young age. You are energetically adding to whatever you are focusing on. That is why I strongly suggest when you are going through disharmony in the body, I've gone through the experience of cancer twice with many other things. I didn't put that shit online. I didn't want anybody adding to that for me. I was aware that I was learning something, that I was moving through something. So that's the default piece with compassion. The beauty of compassion is to be able to just honor and hold space for, like, holy shit, man, like this is what you're choosing to discover. And then everything we conquer and master is what we bring change to in the world. So I just have absolute honor for those that are going through the biggest challenges, because I'm like, what are you going to do with that? That's amazing. All right, I just want to catch some more comments here before I lose them all. From Brazil, hello. In the emergency room right now, girl, I'm sending you my love. I would not want to be in the emergency room in this energy. So deep breaths, push your heart space out, hold your energy strong. I would like some of this new comet crystal for my collection. Yeah, right? I was in British Columbia last month and I was like, why didn't I go through where the fires were and find it? Like, oh. But the thing is we don't actually have to get it. We're going to be feeling it no matter what. So that's okay. Like, it's connected into the crystalline grid. There's a matrix, a grid across this planet, and this energy that's coming down is connecting into that, and we are being fueled with that. Your sacred heart chakra, there's 3 heart chakras that I'm aware of at this point. Your main heart chakra, sacred heart chakra, galactic heart chakra. Your sacred heart chakra is connected into the crystalline grid. So when that is activated, you will get heart palpitations, you will get upper back pain, you will get weird neck, shoulder pain, discomfort. It is a little uncomfortable, but mostly it's like the palpitation thing where I see so many of my students going to the doctor and getting like one of those monitors, be like, something's wrong with my heart. I'm like, but always go get medical advice. I am not a doctor. I just see it all the time where heart palpitations lead into that sacred heart chakra. All right. Is this the reason when I go to a concert? Probably. There's a misconception of being an empath. So an empath is someone who feels everything. Again, this is going to be another burst your bubble. This is a hard lesson, actually. This is why I usually just teach this in the program Fully Awaken Ascend, but I'll drop it here. Being an empath is you feel everything. You have heightened intuition. You get drained in public before you understand what it is. You can tell when people are lying. You feel the good stuff, the bad stuff, like you feel it all, okay? Being an empath is taught in 4th dimensional consciousness. So not 3D. 3D is completely unaware. fourth dimensional consciousness, which is this big spiritual movement we're seeing. Being an empath is so challenging. It's so draining. It's so hard. That's a lie. Until you understand what it is, yes, it's going to drain you. Yes, you're going to experience being in a crowd and being overloaded. You're absorbing a lot of energy. It can, but if you tell the story of it's so hard for me, I feel so drained, everything you tell, we have four bodies, they're all responding to your perception, your belief in the story you are telling. So if you're like, oh my God, I get so drained, you're going to tell your body, let's get drained, and you're going to disperse your energy. If you go into a concert moving forward, knowing that you're an empath, and you anchor in and you boost your energy through you, so summon back all your power from time, space, reality, it's just intention. Drop it into your body, push it into your electromagnetic field through intention. Boom, you are a vortex that is untouchable. And then when you're feeling energy that you don't like, waft it away like a bad fart in the room. It's not yours. One of the universal structures is if it doesn't belong to you, it cannot reside within you unless you choose to hold on to it. But when we don't understand that we're an empath and we haven't been taught what to do with that, 100% you're going to feel drained. You're going to feel exhausted or dizzy or surreal, like confused, dazed, ungrounded, like all of those things. But the moment you're aware of it, change it, up your energy, push it away, and it will not impact you at all. All right, so we're going to get into, let's talk about, because I'm seeing a lot of comments on ascension symptoms. So let's talk about that first. Okay, yeah. South Africa, hello, lovely. I have 2 clients from South Africa right now. Okay, so let's talk about ascension symptoms. Then we're going to talk about the dragon realm. Then we're going to talk about stepping into purpose. Then we're going to pull cards so that I don't keep you here forever. So ascension symptoms, what are they? And what do we do with them? And what do they feel like? And how do we navigate that, right? So again, in my program, Fully Awaken and Ascend, I teach this in really, really, really deep detail. And I will be talking about this a tremendous amount in the upcoming retreat. So Sarah Rose and I are doing a retreat on the 21-22 because we know divine purpose is being like woke up or being pulled to the surface for you. So that is all about divine purpose, but we're going to talk about ascension symptoms a lot there too. So I'll talk about that later. Anyway, ascension symptoms are, you have 4 bodies. Yes, there's still a couple of seats available, Ashley. You can just email me at reachout@diamondnow.com. I think it's right on Diamond, the website, actually, if you want to just find it there. Sign up. It's going to be amazing. Okay, we have 4 bodies. So we have our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual body. Each one of those bodies is going to get its own energy adjustment with new energy that's coming down or new energy that's being activated. Okay. So the crystalline grid going to a higher vibration, when the plant kingdom goes to a higher vibration, as Gaia herself is moving into a higher vibration, like the sacred flower of life, as some troll called it, the whatever. Anyway, each circle is, we're just going to look at this for what ifs, okay? Each circle's you. The bigger your energy, the higher your vibration, the more circles you impact on that sacred flower of life. So your energy, by thinking about someone, talking to someone, being around someone, crossing paths with someone, your energy is infusing their electromagnetic field and yours are intermingling from the outside in. Your beliefs on the inside of your subconscious is what radiates out into your vibration, perception, and outcome. So this is an inside outside. This is a dual energy that we're experiencing. So as we go through our ascension process, your spiritual body, boop, up here. And then your physical, mental, and emotional body are here. So they've got to catch up. So you'll feel your inner child and your emotional body very strongly connected, if not the exact same thing. Your mental body, if you are going into fear, but your spiritual body is over here, then they're not matching, they're not aligned. So in that misalignment, which happens with everything, one of your body goes, the other 3 bodies start to follow. So as you receive energy, as you get healing energy, as you understand more universal wisdom, that's your mental body, as you get downloads in your meditative state, you're elevating your energy. But you have to be the one to do the work. Hi, Shayla, baby. Okay, so you have to be the one that's participating in this with all 4 bodies. One of your bodies will go, the other 3 bodies will slowly follow. In that state, when they're not perfectly aligned, the physical body is usually the last one to catch up. So the spiritual body, emotional body, and mental body lead the way. The physical body will catch up at its own rate. In that process of your body catching up, there's a little bit of disharmony because the vibration of the physical meat and the other 3 energetic bodies aren't the same. So it creates a little bit of disharmony. Also, we are on a planet of intense radiation. So the higher your vibration, the more you're feeling the radiation and the pollution and all of that junk, right? So it's just a misalignment. They will, in time, adjust and the ascension symptoms will go away. And then you're going to level up again. And then you're going to get them again. And then you're going to level up again. So it's part of the journey. And if you're labeling it as disharmony and you're like, oh my God, my headache, this is horrible, it's too heavy, I'm not sleeping, I'm not da da da, then you're telling your body to continue to do that. It's listening. You're letting your mental body and your physical body stay low vibration while your emotional body is trying to fill in the gap to the spiritual. So you're going to feel way off and you're going to fuck yourself over. I know, right? And I know how heavy it is. I have some ascension symptoms. I'm experiencing ascension symptoms that came. I went to a meditation yesterday. I did a video on this, I think, and I burnt holes across my chest in my shirt yesterday during my meditation. I was totally fine going into it. It was euphoric. It was amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this process. This is so great. And then I go to sit up after the meditation, and my back was like, I don't think so. And I couldn't even move my shoulder. Like for 24 hours, I was like, oh my goodness, wow. And instead of being like, oh, my back hurts so much, this is so hard, complaining to my fiance about it, instead of doing that, I was like, holy shit, I'm leveling up. Like, what is going to come through? What download am I going to get if my body is adjusting this much? Holy damn, this is amazing. This is exciting. And that's literally just what I kept saying. Every time I felt it, I was like, oh, yeah, like I'm about to get a huge download. I'm about to understand something that I don't understand yet, because that's what happens. My spiritual body has jolted in that meditation. My physical is like, holy shit, I got to catch up. So it's trying to catch up. So I want you to look at it like that. I want you to look at it as an opportunity, as evidence, as the law of correspondence reflecting to you that you are on an incredible journey and amazing things are about to come through for you, instead of some form of self-victimization. And it's not easy to stay out of, you know, what we've been conditioned to do, complain and acknowledge and be sad about it. I stopped looking at the human because of that and just feel okay with it. Good. Yeah, I don't look at that either. I actually never check in on it. I'm like, I just go with what my body's feeling and I listen to my body. Also, take shame and guilt out of the equation. So if you're like, I must be doing something wrong, like, I don't understand why this is so hard. Why is it so heavy? You're adding shame and guilt to the experience. And those are very low vibrations. So push that aside. This is control the mental body. 100% control the mental body. Ascension symptoms can literally be anything. Oh my God. And I find myself being a little bit of a broken record, being like, oh, there's the ascension symptoms. Or, oh, that's just the ascension. It's okay. Da, da. And, you know, I have a group of really close brothers and sisters that we joke about it now. We're like, all right, what's going on with yours? And it's like this fun little comparison. But anyway, they can literally be anything. These are the ones that I'm hearing right now. Is the meditation on your site? There is a meditation. There's a couple on my site. Yes. There is an activation meditation. If you just go scroll through the tabs, Nikki does all of that for me. So I don't actually know. I know it's on the site for sure and it's free. So what the hell did I say? Oh, what the symptoms are. So you can get upper back pain, shoulder pain. There can be headaches, eye pain, eye twitches, shedding of eyelashes. I've heard that one. Ringing of the ears, clicking in the ears, ears going red like mine are right now. Heart palpitations, definitely for the sacred heart chakra. Upper back pain, if you're getting your energetic wings, That's hell uncomfortable. Um, your foot cramps, muscle cramps, dehydration, acne, boils in the skin. It's all different. It's different for all of us. What I will say is we all have, I keep remembering when you said we can't do this wrong. Perfect, Kathy. That's exactly it. You can't do it wrong. You're in an evolutionary process. We are all different vibrations. We are all different hybrids of different star seeds, of different um, constellations. We're all here for this incredible experience. You can't get it wrong at all. So we're going to experience our ascension symptoms very differently. Every physical discomfort or disharmony in the body, all the way from cancer to acne to a blackhead to sore teeth, all of it represents an emotional pattern in the body. So it's important to understand where the pain or the discomfort is showing itself in your body, and it's going to be attached to an emotional pattern. My physical body in the middle of my back is my weak point. I, one, had it broken by an abuser. Two, got in a car accident, got whiplash when I was pregnant with my son. And it's my weak point, but it also really represents the get off my back, just let me be seen for who I am energy. And so that's a bit of a wound, an emotional wound that I will probably carry for a very long time, if not forever. That was a hard part of my human experience and my journey. And I'm good with it now. It's just scar tissue, we'll call it, like energetic scar tissue. So sometimes if people are flicking that damn wound, that scar tissue, it becomes a little bit inflamed. It doesn't mean that you haven't healed. It just means you're being excessively triggered. So that weak spot will sort of surface with your ascension symptoms. That's very common for me, and I do see that with a lot of our students here as well. I was going to send you an email later this evening. Do it. I love emails. I love going to bed and reading a couple of emails, or waking up with my coffee and getting a chance to read all the love letters. Yay. Hi. New here, resonate with energetic wings. I've been feeling them. Is that weird? Hell no. I literally feel the weight of mine. Like I sometimes, okay, I have a wild imagination as well, but I'll go to put on a jacket and I'll be like, oh, tuck in the wings and like move them through. Like I can feel my wings with me. And I have for like the mid 2000s, like 2005 or 6 or something like that is when I noticed that I was getting mine. I know it's been some long days. Hi, from Denmark. I have a mentor coming up and she's being launched really soon in Denmark. So that's awesome. Aw, you're an inspiration to me. I freaking love you guys. Like, thank you for helping me just stay focused and keep going. It's because of you I keep doing this. Really emailed you but haven't got a response. I will check, Sarah. I will make that a point of going into it and seeing. We've been overwhelmed, and then my move to the retreat center, and Nikki was off, and I need a new assistant. So I'm doing my best. I will get to it. Okay. So thank you, Ashley. All right. So we talked about what they are, what you can explain. Let's move into the dragon realm really quick. And then we're going to move into stepping into purpose, and I'm going to pull some cards. So dragon realm, I've had a lot of people be like, what is that? And my response is, dragons? Like, big flying lizards, dragons. You have free will to believe whatever serves you, and whatever you believe is what your experience will be. I do feel very much that dragons are real. The same way I feel that galactic energy is real, or aliens, as most people call them. I think angels are real. I think fairies are real. I think, like, I just feel that. That has been my experience from being in the womb of my birth mother's womb, and as a little kid, and being able to see all of that. I experience it all. So dragons, there is such thing as dragons, and they've been dormant on our planet for quite some time. There's a lot of interesting information out there on how they're connected into the crystal skull grid. And when the crystal skull grid became active is when they came out of dormancy, and that's happening right now across the globe. So there's sea dragons, there's in the Sophia Code, they talk about the Sophia Code dragons, the Christ-like consciousness dragons, there's earth dragons, mountain dragons, air dragons. So that's all I know how to answer that question. As they're awakening, coming out of their slumber or hibernation, we'll call it, they had to, for whatever reasons. That's a whole long story. But anyway, so they're coming out of hibernation right now. And some of my students are full on with their eyes, seeing them and taking pictures and sending them to me. And I'm like, oh my God, it's amazing, with their actual eyeballs. I see mine with my third eye. I'd probably shit myself if I saw it with my actual real eyeballs, but with my third eye, I see it. I feel them. I've had a dragon spirit guide since I was a very young little girl. I have a few now that I get to work with. I have astral projected out of my body and rode my dragon, very avatar like. It was amazing. My son is very dragon energy and has experienced that. So what does it feel like and what's happening? This is just the timeline where they are coming out of hibernation. When we went to Jamaica this year, one of my mentors and I went to Jamaica to teach a retreat. There was literally a cloud the shape of a dragon going alongside the plane with us, and we were both like just in awe of it. And it was like a totally different color than the clouds, like didn't even look like, it just looked like a dragon. But everybody else was like, that's such a cool cloud, it looks like a dragon. And Lisa and I are like, it's a dragon. So anyways, let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. Your last video really helped. That's great. There's so many types of dragons, like I probably don't know them all. I've seen dragon clouds for about a week. Yes. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Like a kid at Christmas. That's amazing. So the energy with dragons are nurturing. I'm just going to speak from what I understand. I don't know everything, guys. I just know this bit. So the highest, most amazing nurturing energy that I have ever experienced, very protective, very gentle, very calm, very much fierce and excessively passionate. So when you're working with that, you're going to feel heart expansion. You're going to feel fire in your heart, passion, determination, power, divine feminine, unstoppable, fierce, step aside. This is what I'm doing in the world. So be it. And it's very intense and very overwhelming, but it's also very much in that sorry, I lost it because I saw the word dragonfly, which reminded me to say something. Very much passionate, nurturing, expansive, intense gratitude, like massive gratitude. As I feel so humbled feeling this energy, and have never really truly have become that energy before. Not like this. It's very humbling, and very dedicated to filling my bucket so I can fill the world's buckets kind of energy, and not in a selfish way, in a what's required for my nurturing and my journey so that I can bring that forward. So very self-aware, I guess, is what I was trying to say. So yeah, they're incredible teachers. They are. And I'm not an expert on dragons. I have a dragon that I've had since I was a little girl. I got another one in about, I don't know, 2010-ish. I've projected and traveled with them, but I am not an expert on exactly what it is. So feel free to throw up links, comments, articles on this video and share your knowledge for sure. That's how I felt as well. Amazing. It's so euphoric. Imagine a world where you see all the spiritual beings of beauty. I know, right, Dawn? Dragonflies have been flying by me anytime I'm jogging, which is every day. Bex. I have this very irrational fear of flying insects. No matter what I do, my ego goes into knee-jerk irrational reaction every time whatever flies by me, especially June bugs. Those are disgusting. So now that I've moved into the country for this retreat center, There's dragonflies like this big, like I'm not exaggerating, and they're spotted like purple and green, and they're just buzzing looking at me. And then there's these little ones that keep landing on me, and then there's these big ass butterflies. And like, I'm learning to, it's an incredible opportunity for me to learn to shut down the irrational reaction that is such an imprint from childhood. And it's so out of control. It's like I don't even um like I don't even intend to, it just happens. And then I'm like, honestly. So, anyways, lots of dragonflies. I do feel that they're probably connected into the dragon realm. Yes, they eat mosquitoes, thank goodness. They're also eating the wasps here. They're having like a little war with all the wasps that I've got going on. Anything flying. I'm not scared of dragons or massive flying snakes. It's shocking to me. I got a golden one today. I'm not showing off. I just don't get to talk about it every day. He's so beautiful. That's amazing. Brag it out, Laura. That's awesome. Okay, so there's the dragon stuff. Let's go into stepping into purpose and then finally get to our card pull. So divine purpose. I am really leaning away from the terminology of soul lately, like soul essence, soul purpose, because I'm not sure what my belief structure is about that. I've been getting a lot of weird downloads, awesome, big downloads on it not being asshole. But anyway, so I'm not going to get into that, but divine purpose, we're going to lean into that term. So we're going to feel as of the 21st, like the 18th, it kind of starts to trigger. Like the 18th, we sort of close doors. Again, you can get all of that on the membership, the Energy Forecast membership. It's only $18 a month, and you get the monthly with it too. But it's super detailed. But we're going to feel this onset and this knowing and this clarity is available for us as of the 18th. You might be getting it right now, but the clarity of, like right now, who, like show of hands or hearts or whatever, who is like, I know I'm meant for something, but I have no idea what it is. That was me until I was probably 17, actually. So yeah, super blessed that I got to figure that out sooner. And I had like, I just know the ache. And then I went about it the wrong way of trying to make it happen and forcing it to happen and all of those things. I did it wrong, but that's part of my journey, is to do things the hard way so that I can shorten the curve for the students that come into my life. And I am see, I knew it. Like we're all going through this. We're all going through, I'm meant for something, right? So we're going to feel this activation. And with my purpose, I'm on the other side of it. I am in my highest timeline. That doesn't mean I'm at the end. It doesn't mean I'm done by any stretch of the imagination. But I am living the vision that I have had since I was a little girl, fully submerged with that vision, with my partner, my children who are grown, my home, the retreat center, the vehicle I drive, which is not that swanky, but I really like it. My health, my pets, my everything. Like I've arrived in the biggest vision that I've ever had. My book is about to be launched. Like I'm here. I'm in my vision. And so I'm on the other side. But my journey up until now has always been do it the hard way, the long way, so that you can shorten the curve for everybody else. So I know what not to do before I knew what to do. And when it comes to divine purpose, it is an absolute thing, but it's not going to happen if you just sit on the couch and daydream about it. It's not going to happen. You will not get clarity. I teach a lot of this. So I run private mentorship groups. The next one's starting in January. It's mostly sold out though. Where I launch people into divine purpose. And then I talk a lot about this in the program, Fully Awaken and Ascend. And this is what the retreat is going to be on the 21st. We are diving into what is holding you back from divine purpose. How are you preventing it and what to do to arrive there? It's juicy retreat. So the long and short of it, I'm going to jump into the comments in a couple of minutes. The long and short of it with divine purpose is you will feel the ache. That ache is valid. You are meant for something absolutely divine if you feel it and know it. When we remove our blockages, which is going to be any belief structures that are holding you back from being seen. About being seen, is it safe to be seen? Were you abused as a child? Because if you were abused as a child, then you don't somewhere subconsciously believe that you can be seen, because then it's going to hurt. Like, there's moving pieces to this belief structure. When we heal those limits, the universal law of inspired action will flood you. That law means, here's step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you're on step 3, it's like, oh, here's the next 5 steps and the next 5 steps. Universal inspired action will flood you, and it will be undeniable, and things will line up for you. You will understand as you're moving through it, we are impatient. We want it now. Like, story of my life. I was like trying so hard to make this happen. If you're forcing it, it's not going to happen, because you're pushing it away. Because remember, universal flow understands focus. So don't push it away by forcing it. You have to surrender into it. If someone told me that when I was 20, I would have been like, surrender my ass. What are the actual steps? But a big piece of it is the surrender, I promise. So this is going to be activated. This divine purpose frequency is coming in hot and heavy on the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, the same days that we are going to have this massive transition on the planet, the same days that we are going to watch humanity either step into thriving or into fear. We're going to see a division in that. We are going to feel intensity. This is the same day that there's a high probability of a solar flare. This is the same day that the comet is passing. This is the energy raining down. If you're in 5th dimensional consciousness, and I can tell you that if you are arriving there right now, you're feeling that ache. You know you're meant for something. So you're arriving into that density, into that consciousness right now. So stepping into it is allowing the universal law of inspired action and the universal law of correspondence to reflect signs to you. So I talked about that in yesterday's YouTube video, the Ascension series 1, where it's like, you will see evidence. If you are looking for the evidence, you will see that you are moving in the right direction. So there's that piece. Understanding the 12 universal laws is a big piece of allowing your divine purpose to flourish within you. It doesn't happen overnight. So here's the biggest takeaway I want you to take from this. And this is, we're going to be diving very accessibly into this, into the retreat. What have you mastered? What have you mastered on this planet? You came here to understand what humanity needs in order to evolve, awaken, ascend, and heal. So you went through it. You went through the mud. What have you mastered? What you have mastered is how your divine purpose will start. So it doesn't start with being a Reiki master at all. It doesn't start with making bracelets and putting them out there. It starts with, what did you master? Why did you need the crystals in order to start making bracelets? What did they do for you? That's part of your lesson. Don't do anything basic. Don't just throw out bracelets. Put out lessons. This crystal does this. When you combine it with this, it does this. Here's my story. Here's how it worked for me. Here's how it works for my clients. What have you mastered? You will absolutely be integrating that into your divine purpose. So start to write out in your journal all the things that you have gone through. What one of those have you mastered? How did you do it? Then bring it to the world. And kabamo. You will have a natural gift. I started my soul purpose with being a psychic, actually. I'm a 5th generational psychic. I started with card readings, but I never started with, I would never, ever, ever, ever do a card reading where I would say, oh, your twin flame is on the way, or someone's thinking about you. Fuck that noise. Nope. I can't even go on TikTok because of that, because I take what I do, I take my responsibility in this gift that I was given and the gift that I bring to the world with intense responsibility. So I'm not going to tell you what's coming, even though I can see it clear as day. I'm going to tell you why it hasn't arrived and what to do about it. That's how I started. So I didn't just do psychic readings. It's called a book of life session, where this is the path you're walking and this is what wants to be healed and this is how to heal it. That's how I started this company. And now we're massive. We're all over the world. I get to launch people into soul purpose. I get to stand beside powerhouse men and women and theys and let them take over the world of mentoring and changing lives. It's incredible, incredible. So you will start with, what have you mastered? That's how it will start. And then once you trust that and you've healed your fears of being seen, healed the fears of worthy of being seen, of safe to be seen, to be valued, to be respected, when you heal all of that and you understand what you've mastered, it'll explode for you and it will be unbelievable. And it will be better than you could ever have imagined. I promise you, this is way better than the life that I'm standing in. Since moving to the center, I shit you not, it's been like every minute of my day, I'm like, fuck, I love my damn life. Like, this is so good. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because you can do it. You can arrive. I'm a little girl who came from an excessive amount of abuse. I'm a little girl who thought she was supposed to be a boy for the longest time. I'm a starseed. I talk to dead people. I'm the weirdo that never fit in. I was sexually abused and raped for the first time at 3. I had my bones broken, my flesh broken. I was so terrified of the world that I couldn't leave my home when I got pregnant with my daughter at 19. If I can arrive in this chair, in this life, coming from absolutely nothing, what can you do? Like, what can you do? I was a mouse. I was a shell of a human. I had no worth at all. So what can you do? Right? I believe in it. All right, I'm going to quickly look through the comments and then we're going to go into our readings, into our card pulls. Let me scroll back some bit. Boop, boop. Okay. Hummingbirds. I have someone else that is having hummingbirds fly all around them. Feel my strength and my pain. Beautiful. How did you get there? All right. On the recording, I'm having an entire conversation with this dragon. Oh, I can't wait for more on that post. So, Diane, that's amazing. Having a conversation with the dragon. Okay. We know we came here with a mission, but we probably just forget. Me personally, getting frustrated sometimes. Yeah, no, I used to get frustrated all the time, like all of the time. I actually got so depressed at one point because I was trying so damn hard. And every time I tried to launch my program, it wouldn't take off. I couldn't grow my following. I was trying to do social media and I went into such a heavy depression that I sat there and for a week straight, literally planned out how to unlive myself, like in great excessive detail, and how to make sure that my kids were going to be okay and sign my kids up for therapists to pre-plan it. Like, I went low on that. It was so frustrating for me. And that's what I mean by, like, I really did it the hard way. Now, no, hell no, I'm way on the other side of that. So I understand the ups and downs and the ebb and flow, and that's the universal law of rhythm. The universal law of rhythm impacts you on everything. I'm going to take a note to do a whole video on that next time. Okay. Cool. I'll talk about that another day because I've kept you guys long enough. Okay. Can you clarify downloads? Yes. Okay. Downloads are so many beautiful questions. Okay. Downloads are it's like a phone call. I don't know how to explain it. There is endless universal, limitless universal wisdom. Okay. I'm sure I'm like a grain of sand in the desert in like there's just limitless universal wisdom. And so what happens is some of that information will be activated within your own consciousness. This is all in the program Fully Awakened and Ascend in much, much, much more detail on how to actually get these downloads. But I just call it downloads or uploads. And this is also in the Power 369. So I know that's not going to make any sense, but information floats through you, with you, for you. Sometimes the information comes in and settles, and then you'll be talking to a friend and it comes out of your mouth, and you're like, well, I don't even know where that came from. That's a download being uploaded. So it's universal wisdom knowing. That's the easiest, the easiest way for me to explain it is that. So it just moves through you. You get universal wisdom, you get healing, you get all those things. Understanding the dragon realm, flying with the dragon realm, downloads, and then all of a sudden you have that experience. So that's kind of in a nutshell what it is. And on a soul level, there's someone saying, I'll know my purpose one day. You already know it on a soul level. It's already in there. You just have to let it come through. And I believe I can be seen. Look for evidence. Can you explain? Yes. Okay. And then I'm going to stop reading the comments after this one, just so that we can get to this. So look for evidence of being seen in the world. Most of the people that I take into the mentorship group that are in the training to become a mentor or stepping into divine purpose, or even our clients in our program Divine Alignment, there is a fear of being seen in the world. It's not safe for me to be seen. I'll just pick on myself for a second. A lot of abuse. If I was out and about in the house or getting underfoot or being too loud or playing in the house, I'd get a beat. I'd be beaten, or I'd be persecuted or I'd be sexually abused by one of my caregivers. So there's a tremendous amount from both my caregivers and a tremendous amount of abuse. So I would always try and hide so that I would avoid that. If I was seen, I was hurt. That's what I was taught at a young age. I'd be violated. So when I grew up trying to discover how to step into divine purpose, there was a deep, hidden, subconscious fear of it's not safe for me to be seen. So therefore, I couldn't grow a social media following, and I did not have the courage to be live on camera. I would have been sitting there staring at myself, judging myself, all those things. So that limiting belief in my subconscious prevented me from aligning with divine purpose. So what we want to do is we want to turn the story. One, you got to go in and heal that. That's a whole other conversation that I can't explain in 5 minutes. You want to heal that subconscious belief. That's what our program Divine Alignment is healing those belief structures. So there's that. When you heal that, your vibration then is it's safe for me to be seen. So therefore, the law of attraction responds to the law of vibration, says, here's all these reasons to be seen. Here's the world. Here's the people who are ready for you. Here's people that you can support within divine purpose. So you want to look for that evidence of, do I have lack of being seen? Am I afraid of being seen? So hopefully that answers it. I'm going to jump into this, and then I will have one of my assistants review all the comments for me later and write them down, and then we'll do another live next week. I'll try and schedule it on the same day, same time, so that we can all be here together. But anyways, okay, let's go into the card sessions, direction for us specifically. So I've already pulled them as we were talking because I was tapping in and feeling all your energy. So I want you to just take a second to kind of ground into, and it doesn't matter what day or time you see this. If you find it even in a year from now, there's something for you. If you align with it, it's for you. It's just the way it is. So I'm going to connect into the collective. I'm going to connect into the ascendant collective. And then I want you to choose 1, 2, or 3, or a combination. Or is it a progression reading for you? And then I want to see in the comments. Sheila's already on it. She's like, 3. I love it. Okay. I'm feeling a little hesitation from some of you being like, Okay, here we go. So this is going to be direction on how to navigate the next little while. So I'm just going to do an overview. Again, remembering if you want that deep, deep, deep step-by-step direction on it, then the Energy Weekly Forecast membership is available for you. And that includes the monthly forecast as well. So that comes out every month. All right, perfect. All right, here we go. We're going to start with number 1. Oh, this has been a vibe today, you guys. Oh, so good. Okay. There's a frequency. I'm going to simplify this as much as possible. There is a frequency called Christ-like consciousness, which is the vibration of intense, beautiful, unconditional love. There is a misconception on what unconditional love is going on within you. So, unconditional love is actually the baseline frequency of all things that are created, but its definition is acceptance, is absolute acceptance. It is what it is. I accept you. I want you to look like this evolutionary process, because I feel that a lot of people are leaving and coming at the same time in your life, number ones. A lot are going to be leaving and coming in at the same time, like just doors closing and opening at the exact same time. It's going to be a bit of a whirlwind for you this week. So acceptance is the ability to stay neutral. Forgiveness is a load of shit. That's a whole other conversation. This is not about you forgiving people or being forgiven. It is about attaining neutrality. In the ability to attain neutrality, you have come to terms with absolute, the vibration of acceptance. And that's what you're going to be experiencing. That's what's asking to move through you, number ones. I do see with the Christ-like consciousness activation, however, you are going to be getting like almost in the shape of the cross, like we'll say discomfort in the body, like moving through. There is a big throat chakra activation. I am seeing a massive, Bex, I guarantee you this is you. I'm seeing a massive moth landing on the throat. Okay. Like you can't make this shit up. And it's actually on the card. Like the moth is on the card above this. Okay. And the color blue, throat. So what that means, what I'm hearing is your shadow self, your human, your passion, your power resides in that shadow. Speak it, bring it to life, speak it. So I do feel that a lot of you are going to start vlogging, blogging, writing, singing, poetry, get it out on paper. And as you're doing that, it's going to let that law of inspired action, those stepping stones for you to move through you. The creative flow of the dragon energy and the divine feminine is radiating through number ones, even the males, like even those of you that have, male genitalia, it's moving through you and it's creating a lot of clear, beautiful direction, but you have to get that that energy moving, that flowing through, that creative flow moving through you in order to arrive here. So this looks like doing anything in the divine feminine. That can be cooking, it can be lovemaking, it can be coloring, drawing, singing, poetry, yoga, creating. Go create passion in something. Pour the passion out, like get it all going. That's going to support you moving through this entire week. There's a huge message in regards to how many doors are going to be closing and how many are going to be opening for you. Stay curious. Don't try to hold on to anything that's trying to leave. Like if it's moving out of the way, let it move. Don't hold on to it. Don't grasp onto it. Instead, it is curiosity for you. So curiosity is your theme. Passion, curiosity, all effing week long for number ones. That's what's going to support you moving through. So not why is this happening to me? I wonder what's next. And then you are going to have a little bit of disharmony. I'm feeling across the shoulders. So it could be across here, up the neck, down the back, or even hiccups like diaphragm or stomach stuff. So that's okay. Just surrender. Just let it be. Do what you need to do to take care of it, obviously. Sorry, bug on my arm. Country living, all the bugs. rest, I'm hearing, but I'm also hearing like it's creative flow. So get into that immediately. Get into creative flow and let it move through you, because in creative flow, in that divine feminine, in that dragon energy comes the flow of unconditional love, acceptance, and inspired action. So you're going to get really beautiful clarity. Write it down too, because it'll move through you real fast. All right, let's go into number twos. Holy, totally different vibe over here. Hmm. It's very Gaia oriented. I feel like number twos, you're really in alignment with like my vibe. I'm just quickly looking something up here. Okay. You're going to be experiencing, have been experiencing, maybe a little bit more to go, contrast. So, what I'm hearing is like two things: universal law of rhythm, universal law of polarity is really impacting you right now. What does that mean? So, contrast, when we understand what we don't want, we then go, oh, it's that, it's the opposite. So you've had a lot of contrast, I feel, number twos. You've had a lot of like heaviness. You've had a lot of disharmony or abandonment or struggle or narcissistic energy, I can feel a little bit for some of you. Like you've just been like held down, is what I feel like. Um, that contrast, what I want number twos to do is I want you to sit and write out, what is it that you do not want? Okay. So you're going to do two things. You're going to write a list of what you don't want. When we know what we don't want, the contrast, it propels us into what we do desire. So you're going to write your do not want list. What is the exact opposite of that list? You're going to write a desire list. Then you're going to shred the don't want list, and you're only going to look at that desire list. And you're going to focus on allowing that to happen. So that's the universal law of polarity, is the contrast piece, okay? The universal law of rhythm is like a coiled spring. You will go through ups and downs in order to ascend up the spiraling, up our evolutionary process. There has to be a little down before the next up. And then you get there and you're like, oh yeah. And then there's a little down and then the next up. And then there's a little down and then the next up, and so on and so on and so on. And I use this particular spring because this is the process. We start so tight in our black and white world, third dimensional consciousness, where we are absolutely sure we're right and everybody else is wrong. And that's just the way it is. I don't know, look at Christianity or something like that, example. Materialism, all of that stuff. And then we start to expand our horizon. We go, oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. But the universal law of rhythm is there's always a little down, and then you go up another level, and it gets broader, and then it tightens back in once you arrive at fifth dimensional consciousness. So you are drastically feeling the impact of the law of rhythm. You might be on a hard down, but you're going to go up. It's promised. And every down that you have will be less impactful on you, but every up you have is a much broader view, is how I want you to look at it. So again, when we were talking about the ascension symptoms earlier, this isn't telling the story of victimization or poor me or it's so hard. It's moving into, I'm leveling up. The same thing with all the shit that's going on in your life, that contrast. Your theme for this week is grace, moving through it gracefully, moving through things slowly. There is no force for number twos. We want to slow down and we want to be like, it's just a leveling up. So on that spring, because I just saw comet 3 steps forward, one step back, it's not quite it, because each down on this spring, so here's a down, here's a down, here's a down. It's much higher than the other one. So it's not that you're going backwards. You literally, it's a slow spiral up. It just feels like a down. And then we go back up again to another level. And then it feels like a down in order to go back up. You're not going backwards. Like we talked about earlier, you cannot get this wrong. You can't get it wrong. You're not fucking up. You're not doing it wrong. You're not disconnected. You're not lost. Your meditations are not working. Everything is working. The law of rhythm is a little pause before the next level. So At the higher you ascend and the more you become aware of this and the more gracefully you move through it by using your mental body to control your perception in the story so that it tells the physical body what you want it to do instead of what you don't want, you just continue to evolve and it gets better and those downs get quicker and shorter. And every time you have one, when I have one right now, I'm like, holy shit, I'm leveling up. If I have a day of exhaustion or intense ascension symptoms, or if someone leaves my life that I really love and care about, I'm like, whoa, what is coming in? Like, this is going to be amazing. So that's what I want you all week long to focus on, those of you that have chose number 2. And it's about slow movement for you. It is about move the body, stretch the body, get energy moving. Energy will get stuck in your muscle tissue, in your fat tissue. Stay hydrated. Energy moves through hydration better, and stretch your body to move the energy through it. So that's for number 2. So that is how you're going to navigate this week. Let's go into number 3s. Hello, starseeds. All right, number 3s, you are at a crossroads. You're going to be at a crossroads. You're going to have a defining moment this week. Oh my God, I can't even. I love this so much. It makes so much sense in my personal life right now. So when we move forward into divine purpose, and divine purpose can be your career, or it can just be experiencing twin flame love. It can be experiencing being a parent. It can be experiencing being a nurturer. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be a career. It could be anything. As we move into divine purpose, what you're here to truly excel in, your highest timeline, your highest path, before you move into your highest timeline, which is coming for number 3s, you're about to step into some amazing shit. There is a defining moment where you get to choose one of 2 things. And I will tell you, you will say, oh, not me. That's not going to happen to me. And I see it all of the time. You will choose the desire to be important, or more financial flow, or subconsciously jealousy will come in and you will be like, I want to be powerful like that. You will have a moment where you will either fall into that temptation unknowingly, or the amount of humble, euphoric contentment takes over you. I went through this journey as well. I remember there was a defining moment where my desire to be important and to be seen in the world was far stronger than my desire to be of service. I had that moment. Number 3 is you're going to cross that bridge this week. You are going to cross it. I hear that you're crossing it like today even. Like I'm actually hearing the number 13. So that moment is going to come up for you. So I want you to put yourself into check on, do I have an unknown desire to be important? You are human. And as a child, you probably were not feeling important. So it's going to surface for you. It is beautiful. The humble, euphoric contentment. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like it is, I can't even, I was trying to explain the feeling that I reside in, the vibration that I have the honor of being in. I love watching people fall in love with themselves. There is nothing more fulfilling than watching someone fall in love with themselves. There is nothing more than fulfilling than someone going, oh my God, I just realized what my divine purpose is. Let's go. There's nothing more fulfilling than watching someone heal in front of your eyes. There is nothing more rewarding than meeting someone, embracing them, and holding them while they walk soul purpose, divine purpose. It is such an effing honor. And I have this overwhelm of what an incredible honor. Like, oh my gosh. And I get to experience that every single day. And it is so humbling that I don't care about anything else. It doesn't matter. Everything else is the aftermath of that humbling experience. And it's such a strong vibration. So you're going to experience the choice between those two things this week. And if you choose the wrong one, there's no such thing as the wrong one, by the way. Being important is really fucking fun. It is amazing. When people ask you for your autograph, it's super, super cool. When you get to walk out on a stage with 1,000 people, yeah, amazing. However, the intention of your driving force is what's going to propel you. The intention, your true subconscious intention. You're crossing that bridge this week. So that could look like in your loving relationship, if there is conflict or the feeling of they don't understand me, or, oh, sorry, hold on. My Zoom just did something weird. Don't change. Okay, sorry. They don't understand me. They're not supporting me. I'm not moving forward, blah, blah, blah. That is, I need to be important. It's not, I'm so humbled to be a part of this union. So we're going to be experiencing that either in our relationships, our divine purpose, our relationships with our children, predominantly with your children. You're going to be crossing that bridge in one area of your life 100%. 100%. You're going to be like, oh shit, there it is. The beauty of it, starseeds, when you cross it, the amount of connectivity that you experience is insane, and it's rapid wildfire. So you're going to be having that this week where you're going to cross that bridge. You're going to experience that honor feeling, that like, oh my gosh, being of service is incredible. And it's going to explode. I do feel like you are having a tremendous amount of information move through you. I want you to set time aside for your meditations this week, number threes. This is about connectivity. You're going to feel the crystalline grid activation the most. You're likely going to be experiencing that dragon energy, feeling that dragon energy. You're going to be thriving in your power and light by the end of this month. Like, you've arrived. You have one little bridge to cross. So that doesn't mean your healing's done. Don't be confused with that. We are always healing. We are always checking in. There's no such thing as, the end, but you have finished the hardships. Number threes, you're done with the hardships. You are walking into your highest timeline. You're stepping through the doorstep of your highest timeline. So welcome to the other side. It's going to be wild. Wild. I'm so excited for you. Okay, I'm going to quickly look at all of these comments and then I'm going to peace out, guys. Askin was given Esther Hicks. I think I read that way long time ago. I feel that that's very limited. That sounded really ego, but it doesn't it. I'm just going to shut up and keep reading comments. Man, there's a lot here. Okay. Seeing all the numbers. Yep. Been connecting with Gaia and the water elements. That's amazing. I love that. You guys are awesome. Look at all these incredible comments. You're just connected, darlings. Hello, starseeds. Yep. Beautiful. Okay. Should I stay and suck it up or should I go? Oh, that's a good question. Okay, I'm tapping into your energy specifically here. Here's what I will say for you. When it comes to the decision of, do I stay in a relationship or a career that feels toxic or connected, or I'm not being seen or valued? Oh, I'm having streaming issues, so I think we're about to lose my internet. You already know the answer, so it's learning to listen to that. It's learning to trust your intuition. It is a journey. Nothing needs to be forced. Nothing needs to be rushed. Check in with yourself. What is this reflecting? What is this actually making the inner child in me feel? And then work on that belief. So if you feel invisible, if you feel unheard, if you feel unvalued, you want to go back to that inner child and be like, where does this start and originate from? Change that vibration by hanging out with your inner child. There's a whole program. We have inner child program. It's super cheap. It's awesome. And it's broken down at itty bitty steps. But it will change your subconscious vibration. And then when you heal that belief of it's not safe for me to be seen, or I'm not valued, or whatever that be, your vibration changes, your vortex changes, the way the people in your life respond to you change. I have seen people go from shitty ass marriages and do the healing and bam, have the most thriving, successful relationship. Same thing with careers. So you can change your whole reality by changing your subconscious. So you're going to want to do that. Okay, I'm going to peace out because I've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes and I need to drink a lot of water. I love you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Um, love to be able to share and be here together with you. So thanks for being a mutual manifestation together and riding this wave. It's going to be insane. It's going to be wild. It's going to be game changing. It's going to be incredible. Stay in trust. Remember that you are needed and continue to stay brave, bold, and raw. And I will see you next week. And I will do my best to pop up on TikTok and do as many as I can there. All right. And if you want to grab those last few seats for the Divine Purpose Retreat, shoot us an email, reach out at diamondno.com. All right.